What's up, Flomies? Multitasking to bring you another episode into our podcast, Into the Flow. Enjoy. Good afternoon, Flomies. Fernando with Pro Windows Incorporated, Los Angeles, California. And today I want you guys to help me welcome William and Brooke, owners of Dream Clean Windows based out of San Diego, also known as the Dream Team. Say hello, guys.
Hi, Flomi.
Hi.
All right,
Fernando.
William and Brooke. Well, welcome to you. You guys are our next couple in the podcast here, and I randomly selected you guys because I want to get to know you guys. I wanted to dig in a little bit more. I know we talked on social media, you know, regarding jobs and things like that, and we've exchanged a little bit of information here and there. And since you guys are fresh to the business, you guys would be perfect for this because we want to hear everything from your daily struggles to managing a business. And I also know that you guys have a little baby that's somewhere around there running around that's giving you guys some little bit of trouble. We want to hear all that stuff.
Just a little.
Everything that has to do with, running a business and juggling a new mom to be. Congratulations on that, Brooke. And but before we jump into the whole conversation, who were you guys before you started any type of window cleaning? What were you guys doing? What got you to there?
Well, we both were actually really into horses. I was first, and then he learns part of the passion. I was a rehab technician for horses. I worked at Trifecta here in San Diego. And Kane also worked for a dressage barn. And we had a passion for it. We still do. We still ride all the time. I do endurance. So it just is a passion that we do separate from windows.
Wow. Interesting. How about, so you were part of that journey with her too, William?
Yeah, I was. I was a little more kind of on the side of just like doing labor.
Right.
So I was kind of more just like mucking stalls and like helping move horses and stuff. But I really do love like, just hanging out around horses, even like scooping horse poop. I love doing it.
So yeah, we did that together too before we were business owners together.
Right.
We cleaned.
Right.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I get the illusion that somewhere down the road when your business becomes or gets more successful, you guys are probably going to have a horse as a mascot.
Yeah, that was part of the drive actually for us to start our own business, because you can work with horses all day long, but you cannot afford them.
Yeah, I know.
Especially in that, getting paid $12, $15 an hour, it's a luxury thing. So eventually we want to be able to fund to do endurance races and whatever this little one wants to do with horses too.
Right. No, but running, believe me, you guys will be very successful in this industry if you guys keep it, the way you guys are. And the ways I notice you guys now, you guys will grow. You just got to dedicate all that time to it and put a lot of effort into it. And believe me, you guys will own a horse. I guarantee you guys that. So, all right.
I actually have a thoroughbred in Ramona. My mom holds him for me, but he's old and retired. So we have one. We just need a couple more.
Well, there you go. But one day you guys will have one, and maybe you can call Pro Windows and say, "Hey, man, you want to come out this weekend and ride a horse?" Yeah, I'll come out. I used to ride horses back. Let me remember. I think it was like in junior high. They used to. I don't know if it was part of the school. I really can't remember, but it was like a training thing where they showed us how to care for the horses, and they taught us how to ride horses. So I think it was like a summer type thing. And I used to go out there and ride horses all day long, all summer long. It was beautiful. We loved it. And I haven't thought about owning a horse, but they got horse stables here around my area in the city, LA. Be like, whoa, like horse. I didn't even know until one day we were walking down the street. And
I used to ride in Rancho Palos Verdes all the time up there in LA. There's so many horse stables up there. Horses are the best. But we're talking about windows, not horses, right?
No. Hey, we talk about passion. We talk about things that that it can also be a hobby of yours that where you get away and be like, hey, you know what? I'm done with windows this weekend. Let me get away, go take care of some horses. Those are hobbies that people pick up. What calms you, what motivates you, or what calms your mind down. We all have those different ones, and I can see you guys are into the horse things.
Right now, it feels like windows is our hobby.
Right? Eventually, you guys are still friends. I'm gonna do a part 2 on this interview. Maybe let's give it about 5 years, and then we'll come back and we'll see if your passion is still on Windows. But
I'll take the challenge.
all right, let me make a note here. Put it on my desktop here. So after your horse training and your job ethics and all that stuff you guys did, how did you guys come across cleaning windows, or what inspired you guys? What motivated you guys?
So I had actually worked for a window cleaner in the past, and this was when I was like in my teenage years. So I just kind of would, jump from job to job and didn't really have any like stability. So I just kind of tried a bunch of different jobs, and window cleaning just so happened to be one of them.
Right.
And, he did the typical window cleaning stuff. Like he did gutter cleaning and solar panel, or no, he just did windows and gutter cleaning, I think, actually. But so I learned the craft from him, and then he put Brooke and I actually on a job where we did the job by ourselves. Like he just kind of, was like, oh, go for it. It's like, I can't really handle this much work right now. So Brooke and I did it, and we had never been on a job site by ourselves. But
right.
Before we did the job, he made us sign like a waiver so that we wouldn't start our own window cleaning business for like a whole year.
A non-compete,
right?
Yeah.
So Brooke and I at the time, we were like, dude, we don't want to start a window cleaning business. So we just like signed the waiver. We were like, whatever. Yeah, we want the $300. So we signed the waiver and we go do the job, and it took us probably like 4 or 5 hours or whatever. And, we were like, all right, that was cool. And then I think time went on, and, I just kind of, the opportunity wasn't, me and the guy didn't work out like we thought we were going to, you know what I mean? It just was, we weren't vibing or whatever.
Okay.
And so I quit that job, and then there's like a mist of like 2 years where it was just kind of working with horses and like getting into trouble and like just, basically that, getting into trouble and working with horses and trying to figure everything out. And
started listening to Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
We started listening to a lot of motivation, and it started clicking in us that we were fueling other people's dreams, but we weren't doing anything for ourselves or building anything for us. And we thought about window cleaning again, and then we started obsessing on it.
So
and
I was actually on house arrest, and we were living in so Brooke, the Trifecta company gave her an entire house, like a really nice, super, really, really nice house to live in. And she would come every night to my storage. I had a storage container, but it wasn't even a full storage container. It was a half of a storage container, and I had an ankle bracelet. I was like, it was horrible.
You could hear the rats in the shower. You would have to throw stuff out there.
I had to do my dishes in like the shower that was right by the toilet. This is
a real story.
Yeah, this is real.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, I had a bunk bed and a microwave.
I think she wants to be on the camera.
But so that's what happened. Basically, we were living in this super tiny little storage container, and we were like, man, what are we going to do with our lives? Like, we need to start something. And I think that window cleaning was just something that like I was confident that like, okay, I know how to do this. I'm not like the best.
We weren't that confident.
Yeah, we weren't that confident. I think we were more just like confident in the idea of like us, instead of like working on this lady's ranch and not doing anything with my life. And like just exactly like Brooke said, it's basically like you're fueling someone else's dreams, and like it's miserable when you do that sometimes, in my opinion.
Right. No, completely understandable. And you, Brooke, you can relate to that same story as far as what got you into the window cleaning aspect also, or did you guys make like a decision and say, hey, we're gonna get into this?
It's really a hazy part when we made the decision. Honestly, it wasn't there, and then all of a sudden all we could think about was window cleaning, if that makes sense. So like it came in our head one day, and then all of a sudden we're business names, ordering business cards, and then we had an Amazon gift card, $350. And that's what we started this business on.
Wow.
Amazon towels, cup towels, and the little cheap squeegees.
Wow.
And then my boss, it was funny because my boss that I was living in the storage container, she saw all of this stuff building up like from Amazon, like buckets and towels and squeegees and applicators and sleeves, and she's like, what? And so like I think a couple weeks before we like I got off of house arrest and like we really started and we were like, okay, it's sink or swim, like homeless or be successful.
Right.
It was like she kind of already knew, which was cool because like she wasn't like bummed on it or anything. She was like supportive of it.
Wow, that's very inspiring, and I can, you know, most of us small business owners, you know, we all have our stories, and when it comes to making that decision that, hey, you know, some people either they get it late, some people get it young. You guys look like you're like in your very young 20s, if I'm not mistaken, or something, right?
Can you repeat that last part? Some people what? Sorry.
Oh yeah, I think we got a little internet issue here, but so my thing is that some business owners, you know, it came to them late, you know, when they wanted to decide to start their own business. It probably didn't click till like years later, or some it's like an instant thing, or like, hey, I need to put my foot down. What do I want to do? You know, what am I passionate for? And people, you know, I can personally say I probably built it off of my struggles too. You know, we all go through certain things in life where we say, hey, we need to make something up. And what I see here is that you guys had a little bit of training on that thing, and you just one day said, hey, I want to start my window cleaning business. What am I going to do? And it's very inspiring because you started off of a $350 Amazon card and you purchased yourself your equipment and you build from that. And that's something that, you know, you learn to value and you grow off of that. So Matt, you guys got to tell me more.
Definitely humble beginning.
So when did you make it official? Like, hey, okay, we are now Dream Clean Windows.
It was January 18th, 2018. That was our first job ever. Right. We basically did not waste any time. We quit our jobs and we went out and started handing out business cards.
She quit her job so mean.
Okay. Don't burn me like that. Okay, I did kind of leave my job mean. I just walked out on him, honestly. I didn't give him a 2-week notice. I just ran out because it was just...
When you have a good idea and you know it's going to be awesome, sometimes you just got to take that chance.
Yeah, it was kind of just a spur of the moment, like we were literally doing this.
Yeah, it really was. It was like, yo, we're going to start this business. And we were literally just like so hyped on the idea and the buckets and the squeegees, and we had everything physically that we were like, let's just do whatever we have to do. Like, yeah.
I got my bucket, I got my squeegee. Let's get out there and clean some windows, right? Wow.
Yeah, seriously. Go out there and meet some people and just talk.
And it's been great for our business because we take that into like moving forward of being able to take risks, because a lot of people are very scared to take risks. And of course you have to be calculated in our business, but you don't want to sit and wait for the right opportunity because it'll never come. You have to make these opportunities for yourself. And that's kind of what we've tried to do.
No,
true. It is uncomfortable sometimes for sure too.
Yeah, it is. And you guys, you know, that very first feeling, you know, when you start a business, it's, you know, you get your first paycheck, you get your next paycheck, and you're like, hey, I'm actually working and paying my bills and I still have some left over. Let me go do some more. And it pushes you. It continues to push you. So you guys been, so 2018, so this is your second year, going on to your third year in business already. How do you compare your business now to when you first started, or your first year and a half?
Well, the quality has definitely gone up, of course. Our prices have gone up tremendously because we learned about real pricing. And I don't know how to.
I would say I would say just like in the beginning, we kind of, I think that I had so much pride that like I didn't want to ask other window cleaners, and I just kind of wanted to be that guy that like I already know what to do.
Right.
And like once I found that like, oh, like asking other people actually want to like like Kevin, like that guy has helped us a lot, and you too. You guys have helped us so much, and like I wouldn't have known that I could do that unless like I don't know. I didn't know that was really a thing, and I wasn't really comfortable with like asking for help.
Yeah. No.
So I think now it's more like if I don't know something on a job site, I'm not just gonna go for it now. Like in the beginning, it was like, oh, you want that soft wash? All right, I'll soft wash it, $500. And then like I wouldn't even know what I was doing, you know? Now it's like, okay, I don't even know what that is. I can't do this job. Like I'm just more safe with the decisions that I'm making.
Right.
And yeah, it's not just like, it's not just like shooting at every single thing that is like there, you know? It's like more calculated.
On and overcrowd yourself with work, right? We got a little oopsie.
Yeah.
That's okay. No, so I completely understand that. You know, it's a matter of it's just a matter of time before you guys start. You know, a field service in the window cleaning industry, you can build a lot off of that, and you're going to learn. You know, it all takes time, training. You know, can I do this? Can I manage this? Pretty soon, I'm sure you guys bump into torn screens, bent screens, things like that. And that's extra income you can do.
We were trying to do screens. Now we don't.
Yeah. No, but eventually one day you'll be like, hey, down the road, it doesn't have to be now, but it's just a matter of, you know, incorporating it into your business and making that little extra income while you're on the job. It just makes it more profitable for you. If you can add on, you know, the smallest things from, I need my mirrors cleaned in my gym, I need this cleaned out here, you just add on to your ticket and you build a lot more off of that. So back to your comparing your current stage in your business now to the struggles as a small business owner, not knowing what to do and just jumping in with a $350 business card and limited equipment. What were some of the struggles that you small business owners started on day one?
I think one that we were talking about today was before we had insurance. Don't tell anybody. We were on a job in Carlsbad.
Oh man,
and
this is a fun
first
story.
Of all,
okay, this is a really humbling story for me.
We charged $300 inside and out for a house on the beach that had third-story windows.
1 second. Now we would probably charge like $1,300, $1,400.
What a big difference is 3 years in business makes, right? You learn.
But so we went into this job. The first thing that happened at this job is this is the only time this has ever happened. The ladder slipped out and hit the window on the second story and hit the window. Didn't break the window.
There's a glass fence behind. There's a glass fence behind the ladder, and this ladder is on like a 10-foot window, and it lands on the window with me on the top of the ladder.
Yeah, it was, and he just sat down. He's like, Brooke, you should have been putting it. I was like, okay. I should have.
It's because there was soap under my eyes. I should have thought of this. There was soap under the legs, and my boss always told me like never have a bucket under or around a window that you're doing or that you're by. Yeah. Always have it ahead of you. Mm-hmm. So like it completely slipped my mind because I was on a balcony and it just completely slipped my mind. And just being that young in business, sometimes you're so focused on the money or the job or pleasing someone else, right, that you don't. Well, for me, I wasn't always thinking in the beginning of like safety. Right. Ever. Now, for sure. Now I've like fallen off the ladders. I've looked like a cat hanging off the side of ladders. Like I've done stuff where it's like I have no choice but to preserve my life for my daughter now and be safe. So.
Wow. No, that's man. That's it.
Oh yeah, but then sorry, I was gonna just sum it up. And after that happened, after the ladder fell on the window, we finished the job. But before we finished the job, I'm cranking open windows. This job is on the beach. Okay, so I mean, like everything is assaulted, like all of the cranks, all the levers, everything. is just completely salted.
Wow.
And I open one window and it falls straight off the hinges. Yeah, and it completely broke the window off the hinges. And I mean, this is like a big, probably like a couple grand. This is like a really expensive window. These people did not have cheap windows, and I'm charging them $300.
And then, so we didn't have insurance, so we give them $100 discount.
We give them $100 discount.
10 hours. We made $200. We broke a window. It was like,
we had to act like we were on the phone with our insurance. It was kind of really bad.
It was the worst.
We learned from that.
You learned.
So wait a minute. So the ladder that fell on top of that glass, that didn't do anything to it? Didn't break it or nothing?
I was on top of the ladder.
He was on it. It slipped out the bottom.
On the glass, and it didn't break it. It literally was the, like.
That could have ruined us from the beginning.
Yeah, so I was going to say.
Through the entire living room.
I was probably waiting for the, oh my God, you should have seen when that window broke. I came flying through their living room, and the guy went, oh, God, what are you doing? That's what I thought. So the actual accident was when you cranked the window open and it just fell off.
I cranked it open and it broke off. And then, so I'm trying to figure out how to put this thing back on. Right. And I'm like going over to the neighbor's house, getting on their roof and trying to put my ladder on their roof to get to the, it was a whole thing. But
so the owners held you guys liable for that?
We just gave them a discount. They didn't hold us liable.
They were holding us liable, but basically we were trying to like make it to where we didn't need to use the insurance because they were trying to use our insurance. So like we didn't have insurance.
They
so
got
we were
us really good.
Yeah, exactly. So basically we were just like, hey, we'll give you $100 discount. Is that cool? And then we made $200 on the job.
I'm surprised you guys even walked out with money out of that job.
After gas and stuff, it was probably like $100.
Maybe, yeah. The experience of that, though, honestly, like the money is whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't not matter, but it's there, and you don't. It's there, and like it's not about money anymore. Really, it's about doing a quality job and making your customers like have a really good
I gotta show the Flomies what she's doing. Okay, all right, can I show the Flomies what my daughter's doing?
Yeah.
Okay, Flomies. This is our spawn.
She's getting them prepped. She's getting them ready for mommy and daddy to clean them.
Playing with the windows.
There you go. No, so wow, that's a very interesting. So throughout your first year in business, what other struggles can you guys probably share with other small business owners that are either in your level or right behind you guys starting up? What would be some of your recommendations to them?
I would just say, like, I would find myself feeling insecure on a job site. Like if somebody was watching me or like little things like that in the beginning as a business, like when you don't really have like when you start to get momentum, it becomes a little bit easier to just kind of be like, oh yeah, this is what I do. Boom. And like not worry about what other people think about it.
Right.
Whenever you're in the beginning, I remember worrying really a lot about what everyone thought about like my window cleaning or like how I looked, you know?
Right.
And I think it just kind of changed over time. Like now I gain confidence, but also not being so confident that it's like you're cocky. Because I still have a lot to learn in window cleaning. Like, sure, I might know how to clean a window, but I know that there's things that I do that are still wrong that I need to correct, and I want to get better, and that's the only way to get better.
Yeah. I completely agree with that, and you know, I can't. Well, good thing, you know, my time when I first started my window, I started with the company. I worked for them for years, and when they first introduced me to window cleaning, I didn't even know they used tools for I thought we were gonna newspaper and some Windex and let's get them clean. No, they gave me a bucket full of stumps here. Like, what am I supposed to do? This is what's gonna clean windows. You're gonna learn the right way. And yeah, sure enough, 3 months. I think 3 months into it, I was already fanning and doing all that. Oh, I remember my first time going up a ladder. The stack ladders, the light aluminum ones. I still have a set of that. They don't make them anymore, but now they have the solid aluminum. Oh my God. I started the window cleaning. I joined when I was in my mid-20s, I want to say. I'm about to hit 40 next year. And I used to go up that ladder like that. And I used to slide down my ladders, like just to move on to the next. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get up there and clean that window, move on to the next. And I was very competitive, you know, not with others, but with myself. You know, I pushed myself. I always, you know, I always wanted to be on top, and I, you know, was very motivational. But yeah. So there goes to that. Now your current situation in your business now, what do you guys do? You guys are just a husband and wife operation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a couple employees this summer. COVID kind of knocked us down a little bit. We had a couple employees trained, but we've noticed that we're a little bit too gung-ho with employees, and we're a little too way too friendly too quick, because we're really nice people.
Yeah.
And so we think that no one's going to screw us over, and
Yeah.
fortunately that's not how it works.
Yeah,
So we're learning how to be owners and friends at the same time.
But we do believe that most people are good, and we know
Yeah,
that the right people are going to come, and that
we try to put that image in our head. You know, we try to be, especially me. You know, from the previous business that I come from the same thing. But you know, you got to learn how to separate your business from your personal, you know, to your friendliness. Because even if you hire your brother, for instance, you're his boss. He's no longer your brother on the job. And I have a brother in my business. He's one of my employees. And, you know, at first he would think he would get away with things, you know, and I'll bring him to his attention, but like, no, bro, you know, this is where I'm in business. You know, I got a reputation to uphold. You're going to go by these rules, and you're going to do, these are my standards. You have to keep this at this level and keep it there. I'm gonna go back home and I'm gonna tell my mom. Why? You can tell my mom whatever you want. I'm the boss here, and if you want a job, you better stick up to the standards. But yeah, you have to learn how to separate personal in business. And since you guys are still fresh on that, it's very good practice to do that. Because if not,
100%. Like Brooke was saying, there was a lot of things that, like, even me personally, I messed up a lot. I didn't really know, and I mean, I messed up, you know. I would mess up, and like whatever it would be, I was like feeling like, wow, they did really good today, so I gave them an extra $20 or whatever, and then now every day after that they're expecting to get paid an extra $20. Like, I'm paying you what you're worth, not
a little tip on that. You know, you guys are still fresh in the employee portion, and you guys don't have the employees now, but you can always compensate. You know, I don't know, in the future when you guys do get employees, you can implement bonuses. You can implement based on jobs. Like, hey, well, they got 10 jobs out of the way. You know, five out of the 10 jobs, they got 5-star reviews. The other 4, there was a little small things, but put like a set limit. Like, out of every job, you know, between 2 guys, $20. That's 10 each. Oh, there was this. You can discount a little bit. Like, this is the production for this week. You can each get $50 at the end of the week if you get your 5 stars reviews on every single job. But you'll learn how to make a system that's going to work for you guys, something that's going to be easy on your pocket too. You know, you guys are still fresh. Once you start getting into the bigger accounts and further down the road, you can even offer a little percentage for jobs that they sell. Say they're working on a neighborhood, and you get them, and hey, if you guys get a job and you land it, 10% goes towards you. That's a bonus for them, and they'll make your business grow based on that. But you have to make sure this is your employee that, you know, you've trained. He's, you know, I'm already 12 years in the business, so I got guys, if they sell a job, 10%, and they'll ask, hey, I sold this job. You know, I went over and talked to them, and they told me they're going to call you. I'm all right, as long as the customer calls me and says, hey, Ricardo Medina or Enrique or Eliza, you know, referred me to you, and he told me that you give me a good deal. I'll come out, do the estimate, and I'll make a note on that. And what they do, even though one guy sold the job, they split that bonus in between them because they're a crew. And I tell them, hey, that's pretty good, you know, between them. Like, they get tips on the job, they split it all in between them. We were on one job in Santa Monica. I was gonna do the windows. But then here comes one of my employees, and he says, you know what, let me take care of him. You know, my shoulder's a little bit sore, so I want to stretch it out. So we were doing water fed pull. We were just touching up one window. There was a customer on the 4th story, and I can see him on his window. It was kind of dark, but he's pointing on the glass. I can see somebody like pointing, and I think he's trying to make us scrub this area or something. I don't know. And he kept pointing, and then, oh, go down. And okay, so there's my guy doing this, and we finished. Not even 2 minutes scrubbing that glass, and then we moved down to the bottom floors. We finished that whole row. Well, he finished that whole row. Dude from the 4th floor comes down and he hands my guy some money, but then my guy, oh no, just give it to that guy. And then he comes over, so he shakes my hand and like, hey, thank you. You know, that was me up there pointing to you guys. There was a little bird dropping and you guys got it off. Oh, okay, thank you. $200. I was like, I was the one supposed to be cleaning these windows right here. But I gave it to him, and then he split it between the other teammates that were working on other sides of the building. But, you know, he didn't have to, but because they're a team, you know, they decided like, hey, everything we get on the job, we split it. I don't really collect tips unless they personally hand me one. Some jobs do, hey, 50 for you, 50 for you, 50 for you, 50 for you. That's the only way I'll collect. But I end up buying them lunch or a drink at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I spend
that probably creates a really strong like team dynamic for you. That's really cool.
Yeah, you have to, you know, you have to string a very, if you want a good team working for you, you have to build that bond. But first, you have to set down your ground rules, and you have to be trained, you know, you have to personally be trained to show them what you expect. You know, and stick to that. Be like, hey, I'm going to hire somebody next to me. You have to lead them by example. So if you want him to train, you lead them by example. And hey, this is what we're going to be doing. Get a little, you know, I tell people that have a routine. You know, every single job that we do, we have routines. Everybody knows their part. They get to select what they want to do in the day, whether it's ladder work, whether it's interior work, or yeah, go ahead. We're going to say something.
And then you guys switch off, right? Yeah. I like that a lot. I've thought about that.
Switch off, you know. Big jobs where we have a lot of ladder work, of course we get tired. We're human, especially me now, 40 years old. You know, I mean, I can still push myself because I'm the owner, but get that straight. You're never going to find that one person that's going to push harder than you, but yourself. That's guaranteed. Yeah. You might find someone. If you do, then hey, you were lucky, but you will.
We're lucky.
It's true though. I was just saying that today. I was like, man, I was saying that no one is going to care about your business more than you do. So if you're a small business and you're just starting out, don't expect anybody else to do it for you or to care about it for you, because no one else is going to do that for you.
Don't expect anybody else to work harder than you, because you are the owner. And you're gonna work harder for your business. Your employees could value their job and your business based on how you treat them, how you compensate them, and how you guys work together. So you build a team. You said it's the dream team. You build that dream team, dude. You guys are gonna have a very nice. I can already picture you guys down the road, man. One thing, the dream team. That sounds very unique. Comparing.
So clean. The window's so clean that you think you're dreaming.
There you go. All right. Hey, I'm dreaming that Brooke and William are going to come clean my windows. I've been looking for a window cleaner. You guys heard my dream. I haven't cleaned my windows in I don't know how long. My wife's, when are you going to clean my windows? When are you going to clean my windows?
Oh my gosh.
Eventually I will.
Don't even ignore.
So let's see. Let's dig in a little bit more into the dream clean. So you guys are based out of San Diego. Do you guys just strictly stay in San Diego, or what do you guys service? Are you guys residential, commercial? What do you do? What services do you?
So mainly we do San Diego. We have gotten calls like up like by Ontario or Riverside and Temecula, that like commercial, or even if it's a big enough residential job, we'll go up, you know. Oh yeah, we'll go up to LA or to, you know, to eat like Orange County or.
Hey, wait a minute! Did you say LA? You're my neck of the woods out here.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like we don't really go up there a whole lot. Like I think we've been up there for like 2 jobs in like it was just a string of Armstrong nurseries that were like, there were so many of them all over. So we will travel, and I want to get to the point where we're able to like maybe even go teach in other countries or other states, or even go clean windows in other states, countries, whatever. We'll see.
Okay.
I hope.
Very well.
That's
That's
what I
some
hope.
good inspiration right there. You know, you guys are looking at the future and thinking about doing business with, you know, which is a worldwide, I don't know about worldwide, but maybe statewide, Arizona, Nevada,
Definitely.
somewhere out
The
there. I
West
mean,
Coast.
I would love to go out and clean the LA Radiums, the LA, no, the Raiders Stadium in Nevada. That thing's a beautiful freaking stadium.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's sweet.
The Inglewood Stadium that they're making here in LA, man, that thing is going to be some beautiful money. But unfortunately, they're going to let the, what are those guys called? Union workers take care of it first, since it is a union company working in there. I was like,
So they
and
can
then
all get scratched.
I bumped in. I bumped into a contractor at a gas station. I was on my truck, Big Blue, and he comes up to me. Oh, you guys doing this truck is built for window cleaning. I'm actually this truck is built for washing down commercial buildings, residential homes, and they're like, man, I've never seen a rig like this. And he said, hey, are you guys union? I'm like, no, dude, I'm only 4 employees. I mean, why am I gonna be a union? You know, I ain't gonna pay all that. I can't afford to pay all that. I can barely afford to pay insurance costs. But he told me, man, if you guys were union, I would bring you guys in that building because we need somebody to help us wash this building down. I'm like, and that's how big we're doing some big contracts on behalf of the stadium right now. But you know, hopefully after the union workers finish their work and then they open it up for public bidding, then maybe, you know, my idea was to get in there and subcontract small businesses to get in there and tackle this job down, and we all make money. So we shall see.
Absolutely.
It's a couple
That's
years.
just such a good idea.
Yeah, it is, and that because I know for a fact that I won't be able to get more than 50% done on this job. You know, I have to stick to one area to what we can do, maybe like rope access work, you know, washing down the whole dome part of the stadium, and have all the other contractors do glass around the buildings and things like that. You know, we all put in a bid, and hey, we all get together, we put small bids in, and then we put the final bid in, and then, hey, we approve it. We all make what we want to make, and we get done, and hey, build a nice reputation. And that's how businesses
Conference.
that's how small businesses grow, you know, by helping out each other. And when it comes to that, don't be afraid. You know, you just got to learn the people you can network with, the people you can learn from, the people that are willing. You know, as a business owner, you know, I get a lot of messages, and I actually feel bad sometimes because I forget to reply back to some people, or we had a conversation weeks ago and we had a follow up, and I forget. It's not personal, you know, it's business, and you know, we got a lot to run. But eventually, so you guys are 18, 19, 2 years, going on 3 years in business now, right? Wow, that's fair. So now on your, what is one thing you guys would like to improve in your business now, that you guys, your mindsets are now set, you know, in a position where you want your business to move forward. You know your customer database, you guys know your routine in window cleaning, but I'm sure there's still something in there that you guys, hey, if we had this, we can probably be more, I don't know, successful.
I really think our internal structure, so like this is mainly on me too, because this is what I handle, but I know like my bookkeeping and like my customer relation, all that stuff. And from the beginning, we kind of hodgepodge ran it, so there was never a set system. So that's something that I really want to improve on, is getting our business structured to where it could be run by anyone, and like not necessarily that we want to detach from the business, but to where it's so straightforward that everything is in its right place. I think that's something that I really want to improve on.
How are you guys managing your customer database?
Right now, I do everything on Google Sheets, so I don't even have like an actual app that I use. I input everything manually, their name, a note about them, how much it costs, stuff like that. But that takes so much time, and it doesn't actually remind me to follow up with them either. So
That takes me back to my days when I was everything on paper, printing out work orders. And when I started, you guys might want to look into it too. Get into a CRM, because let me tell you, all that time that you spend in your office doing all the paperwork, doing your notes, you forget. Oh, how much did I charge this guy last time? Or let me go back. You got to scroll back through all the paperwork. You're gonna save yourself hours. You're gonna save yourself headaches, and it was the best choice that I made. Even though there's House Call Pro, I think there's another one called Jobber, if I'm not mistaken.
Jobber, I think, is the one. I think is that the one that Keith Kalfas uses? I think.
I'm not quite sure. A lot of people use different ones. I personally picked up House Call Pro. I learned it. I love the system, but it manages all your employees, all your customers, all the history, an instant work order, an instant invoice, an instant job tracking. You can, when you're on your way to the job, there's a little part that I'll give you guys a little quick demonstration. You when you wake up the next morning, you already have your schedule built out. You select the employees that are going to be on the job. So you go out. Here's one, for example. I'm not sure if we will be able to see this one, but
it's actually really interesting.
I don't know. No, you're not going to be able to see it because of my backdrop. So what happens is, on your phone, you open up your app, and there's an icon that says "On My Way." So you hit that icon, it's going to notify your customer. Oh, Brooke and William from Dream Clean Windows are on their way to your job. You arrive on the job, there's another icon next to it that says "Start." That means you started the job, and it's a time tracking, time-stamped system that manages how much time. You finish the job, you hit finish, automatic notification to the homeowner that, hey, Brooke and William have completed the services. Do you mind sharing a review either on Google or whatever CRM you're using? So that it's already taking care of everything for you. Once you hit finish, it automatically creates an invoice for you. You set that up. The notes are on there, the job that you did, the materials that you use, if any, and you hit invoice, sends an invoice right away. They pay you online. It drops into your bank account, and it records. Hook it up with QuickBooks Online. You have to get this.
How easy was it to incorporate? Because I know you obviously had to add all your information and all your old contacts. How hard was that to get all that information inputted?
For me personally, on House Call Pro, since I was a Windows guy before I merged over to Apple. So I had some issues synchronizing my Microsoft with Apple and all that stuff. So I literally had to almost input every single customer into my database. I'm talking about maybe when I went back then, somewhere around 800 customers, but some of those were no longer active. There were my older ones were either deceased, some had moved out, some had sold their homes. So what I did, I just randomly went through every single page, and I pulled out the ones that were active, and I joined them into, I still have the other ones' information if they ever call. If they're not in the system, I go back to my old system, and I just pull up their history to know what I used to charge them back then to what am I going to charge them now, and all that stuff. But the first time is going to take a little bit of process, but just like everything else, it's going to help you in the long run. It's going to help you manage everything. I guarantee you, look into it. You don't have to make a decision now, but put it in your goal list. You guys are 3 years in. You guys want to be that company that, hey, I want to structure myself right and get the guidance. You get that.
I think that would definitely create some organization.
Yeah.
And, it kind of slows down, because I notice sometimes when you don't really have that, like what you just said, in place, you kind of just run around like a chicken with your head cut off.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, so it doesn't really work like that. You can make it happen. It's not easy, but it's not sustainable to do that.
No, I agree with that. It's gonna have your business life structured where every time you come in and you make it a habit. You get a phone call. You can, if you're on the road, you can write it down: customer's name, number, home address, what services are they interested in, set a date, come back home, put it in the computer, boom, new customer, here's the information, and it automatically generates everything. So it creates a new work order or estimate, whatever you want. It's all self-explained. There's no to it, but you guys really need to look into it if you want to start structuring.
Did you say the one that you used was House Call Pro?
I use House Call Pro. Look into the various CRMs that are available out there and compare apples to apples to know what's going to benefit you. You know, I know Jobber, I think it was Jobber. What is the other one? There's another one that
one sounds familiar.
Some people that on the Into the Flow group use. I'll have to ask them, but feel free to look into that. Like I said, look at them. Look at the price ranges too. I think is it Jobber? I'm trying to think. I can't remember. But I've been using House Call Pro for the past 2 years. I don't have any complaints. I know others have complaints with them in the past, but for me so far, it has worked excellent. You know, I get my new calls. Oh, you can't see it, but I get paper. You know, I'm trying to show you my paper, but I get a phone call. I write it down, what they want, what they're interested in, what dates are they interested, what days work best for them. I come to my calendar, open it up, boom, and do everything on there. And it automatically sends them a notification once I put them on the calendar. So they can't say, oh, you never received a phone call that you were coming. We sent you a notification. So that morning that I wake up, I hit the on my way. They get another instant notification via email and a text if you have a number recorded for them. So you guys look into that. So
We definitely will.
So structure would be one of you guys' thing you guys need to work on. What are some other things that, you know, how are you guys performing most of your work now? Are you guys stable and when it comes to your equipment and you know, things like that? You never know. Somebody might view the video and be like, you know what, I'm gonna donate something to Dream Clean Windows. They seem so inspiring and I want to help them out and give them a boost. You just never know. So you share your honesty out there. Don't be. We're here to learn from small businesses what their struggles are.
Honestly, we got really lucky with our equipment. We contacted another window cleaner. We needed a DI system desperately for a job. It was 4-story. We didn't know what a DI system was, barely. And we contacted another window cleaner, and he ended up selling it to us for a Tucker pole and a Tucker cart for $1,000.
Right.
And from that, we've kind of been able to expand. Now we have our tank system and stuff and poles. I mean, honestly,
I would say that like in the beginning, it's you're making money, but you need to put that money back into your business. And like I found that I wanted to like buy new sleeves and buy this and like if something broke, I want new rubbers. Like you have to stay re-upped on all of these things. You can't just let your app look like a used up app. You can't just run up in someone's house with like some app that's been used 800 times. You know, and smells like mildew or whatever. Like, so I think in the beginning it was kind of like, oh, whatever, it still works. And now it's like, I think I have high standards for like the equipment that we use. Like I put new rubbers on every week. Right now I need new applicators. I've been kind of getting down on Brooke about that. Cause like applicators, like you have to have a good applicator.
Need stuff. He's needy.
He said like, Brooke, I'm not going to take you out this weekend, but we're going to go out and buy some applicators. And that's going to be our gift to us this weekend. Right? So,
oh my goodness,
let's talk about a little bit, since you guys are very young and freshly in the business. How is it between you guys working as you guys are a partnership, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, we're partnerships.
Okay, so you guys are a partnership. So what is any struggles between, you know, partnership? Something, I mean, I don't have a partner, so I don't know what, you know, I can imagine if I did have a partner per person, I'll probably be on. I haven't hired a secretary because I don't know.
Working with your spouse is the most rewarding, terrifying, awesomely terrible thing you could possibly do. When it's bad, it feels like the world is going to end. And when it is good, it's the best feeling in the world. It gives me chills because literally we have worked days where we're 20 hours into window cleaning. We're bleeding, sweating. We have like a couple thousand, but we just feel like we can't even move. And we're just like looking at each other beat. And it's like, I don't know. It's the coolest thing in the world. I don't know. You just have pride in that. Like being as operators, owner operators, everything you earned is yours.
Right.
And it just has been really incredible. And being young, you learn a lot about how to deal with people
Right.
in general.
So who's this little? Is it a boy, a girl, right? Zella.
That's Zella.
I think she wants to probably be.
All right, come here.
What was that?
I said I think she probably wants to be interviewed.
Yeah, she's painting herself purple. She looks like Barney right now.
Wow. So
she has finger paint.
Okay, so you guys have your I guess in a million words, you guys have an awesome time being a partnership on your jobs and all that. Who is the one? I should probably be asking the questions when she's here. That way I get honest answers. Huh?
I'll relay it to her right now.
Like, hey, you didn't hear that answer, but hey, it's me. Who is the one? Who's more efficient on the job site?
So I would say Brooke is more slow and methodical and like kind of has a plan ahead. She kind of sees the system, but like yeah, she's the system, I'm the drive. So like I kind of want to go like I want to beast mode this house right now, and she wants to like and go talk to neighbors, and she wants to like be at the house, make sure everything is perfect, and like
that's a good thing. That's a real good thing, because when you do show up to a job, you have to have a layout, you have to have a plan. So props to you on that one, Brooke. You do. That's a very good step on starting jobs. That's the number one rule that you're supposed to do. Is I don't know if you guys are familiar with Michael Draper. He has this app. I keep forgetting, and I have it.
It's for the system.
Yeah.
So I actually have a system. I usually start like if it's in the morning, I'll start outside just because it's cool. Yeah. And then if it's like, usually start inside upstairs. I think it's pretty universal, right? It's a universal thing, right?
One rule of thumb, especially like during the summertime or during hot days, what we like to do is we like to work around the sun. So we always start the area, that's shady. And then if the sun's going to go to this next area, we're in front of them. So we never have contact with the sun. Or if we do, it's going to be very limited time. So in the interior portion,
I just learned
you want to get the windows. On the interior side, you want to get the windows that, the sun's on, and then move to the next section where the sun's going to hit. That way you're always ahead of the sun and you're never going to bump into them. Because if you cross paths, you're going to...
I literally just learned that this year with the 303rd story condos that we were doing. Down in Chula Vista, I learned that, and I hadn't even thought of it before. And like this year, I mean, I was getting slammed by the sun some of the days, but for the most part, it was cool because I could start in the courtyards where it was cool in the morning, like you were saying, and dodge the sun.
Yeah. So that's another thing you guys want to look into. That little app might be very beneficial now that Brooke, that you take care of that. It teaches you how to systemize your jobs, how to plan out your jobs, just in case in the future you do decide to hire some help. You already have a history of all your jobs, and you have this plan laid out. You're like, hey, here are the safety concerns. Here are the safety issues. Be careful when you do this section. Be careful when you do this section. There's overhead obstruction. There's power lines. If you're washing a home, let's cover these power outlets up. You pinpoint everything. It's like a little blueprint of that job. So when your next employee comes in and they do that, then if they do something wrong, like, hey, that wasn't on the plan. Why did you do that? So that also releases liability on you guys. So you want to be careful.
It's incredible, seriously. A question for you, Fernando, too. Can I ask you, do you have any recommendations for business insurance? I use I use Next Insurance right now, which isn't that great. And I'm really looking, I don't know if State Farm or what's the best for window cleaners? Who's the best?
With insurance, you can go. I believe State Farm. I carry State Farm. You just have to really make them give you the coverage that you need. Which is we can talk about it. I can send you some details afterwards. But yeah, State Farm does have some contractors policies that are categorized for janitorial services. But in your field, your window cleaners, you might be limited to height, but you could always
Mhm.
work that into your policy where you're going to start your premium is going to increase based on how high you're working. So if you're on ladders, you want to have your certification that, hey, we have water fed pole systems where we eliminate ladder works.
Yeah.
State Farm will be my number one start. Once you start getting into the commercial side, then you're going to want to deal with the commercial uh, insurance agency or company, I should say, to cover
Mhm.
you in the commercial part. But for residential homes, I think State Farm is going to be. I haven't got changed them because they always every year when I renew my policy, I check the fine print to make sure that I am covered. There's this clause called care, custody, and control.
Yeah.
You can ask that to your agent or to your insurance company. If they don't know what a policy, the care, custody, and control is, don't go with them. Find somebody else. Because care, custody, control, what it covers is anything that's under your care or it's in your custody or it's in your control. Say you're working on a ladder, right? And you're working on this glass here, but you drop a squeegee and it bounces off one of the rungs on your ladder and it hits one of those windows on the second floor and it broke that glass. Your insurance say, well, you're liable for that because you were working on it. No, I wasn't. I was working on the window above. That one was not under my care, custody, or control. So your insurance will automatically cover that piece of equipment because it broke because it wasn't under your care,
Um,
custody, or control.
Thank you.
So that's
I
one
know
thing
that
a lot of
helps a
people
lot.
don't know. But look into it. Premiums when I started, just residential work, if I can remember correctly, maybe I think they base it on payroll. I found that out years later. I thought it was just a thing, but they base it on payroll. I think their average or their lowest starting wage is around $30,000, and that's going to be somewhere around $1,200 to $2,000 a year, maybe for your contractor's policy. So you could look into them, give them a call, and I believe my agent is in San Diego.
Well, you have to send me your agent's info. That would
Yeah.
help a ton if they already know about window cleaning.
Yeah.
Seriously
So
would.
you let them know, like, hey, I need a policy. Don't tell them about the policy pro Windows ads because we deal with commercial accounts and we got liabilities from up to $3 million. And you want to get the basic, which is your $1 million coverage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can definitely put you guys in contact with them on that.
Can I ask you too? We right now are kind of at a volatile point where we're getting half and half residential and commercial. What would you recommend at this point to do? Do you maybe start going towards commercial? Because I know commercial, of course, is bigger checks, but it's also a ton of labor.
A ton.
And we actually really like meeting customers every day. So it's like, what do you recommend?
Okay, so here's my structure on commercial and residential. I will never give up my residential customers because residential customers are the backbone to your business.
mhm.
Commercial customers are going to be the icing on your cake.
Okay,
So
I like that.
stick to that. Yeah, it's going to be nice. It's going to be hard, but commercial, try to plan it in a time frame where you're not as busy as compared to other seasons in the year. That's where you want to push your commercial work. We usually do commercial. Right now, we're crammed with commercial work, but because of COVID, all of my residential customers are calling in late, like, "Hey, can we get service next week? Can we get this?" So I got to juggle back and forth. I have the team to do it, so I can separate two and two. But hey, you start this building. We're gonna go do this residential in the morning, and then we'll meet you in the afternoon, and we'll come help you out. So, but stick to your residentials. Your residentials are always going to be the backbone to your business, and you can your residential is going to be all year long. Maybe recurring services, quarterlies. Commercials are usually only once a year, but it's a big payday. Don't be afraid of them either. If you guys ever get a job, I like to tell these to small business owners. There's a couple of guys out there that we talk. If you ever come into a job where, hey, I got this big job, but I can't seem to finish it. Don't be afraid to sub out either, because you sub that workout, or you need some help on the job. You have to give up a percentage of it, unless you want to hire someone that's gonna, work on the hourly rate, but you got to compensate them at the same time. So those are
And if
sometimes.
you're behind on time already.
Yeah, don't be afraid to sub it out, because you're still in a position probably that you can't handle the amount of work, and you're like, man, but how am I gonna let that go? That's a big check right there. Sub it out. Find somebody that's gonna help you out. I tell people that if I'm in a slow season and you call me and you need that help, I'll grab one of my guys and we'll come out. Hey, let's go help these guys out. I don't look for compensation. I look for my employees' compensation and whatever materials we use. That's my part of being able to help another small business owner out. So don't be afraid to call me one day and say, hey, you know what? We got this massive job. Can you help us out? If my calendar allows it, I'll be more than happy to help you guys out.
And the street goes both ways, Fernando. We'll be there in a second if you call us.
we appreciate it. So now with the since I remember when I first started my business, the first big world problem that we had was the 2008 recession. I started my business right before the recession. I started August 2008. So that was really hurtful. I survived, and now I'm going through another issue, which is this pandemic, right? How has the COVID-19 affected you guys, especially being 3 years into business?
Well, I would
answer this, or you go? Okay, you go.
You guys can you guys can jump at the same time.
I would say at first it took us by surprise. Like everyone, you're kind of shocked, confused, don't know what's going on.
Everybody canceled at first.
Yeah, the first month, every single job canceled, of course. And then after that, I would say May. I would say May, it started picking up. And then we started getting our confidence, and really just, honestly, since May, we've been pretty decently busy, I would say.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, we were honestly it all stacked on top of each other, so everyone canceled, and then it just doubled our work for right now.
Yeah, everyone canceled, and then they stayed at home and remembered that they didn't have any stores to go to spend all their money, so then they ended up calling us.
I know it feels that way, right? Especially with us too. Same thing, March, April. We were in the middle of a job in Orange County at the Great Wolf Lodge Hotel, and they just came out and said, hey, we're going to shut the building down, pack it up. I haven't even finished the job. I was looking forward to that big check we were going to collect, and like, we got to stop it. We can't finish it. So they called me, hey, we'll stop it. We're going to compensate you, but we have to wait till so yeah, they've been calling me on and off. They're still not open, but we're still doing a lot of work for them. Like, we do a lot for them. Did maybe a little learning experience for other small business owners. Nobody's ever ready for a pandemic, but when it comes, and I cannot stop recommending for businesses to have that little pot of gold saved, because when the worst of the worst happens, we have to be financially prepared for that. And a lot of small business owners don't think about it. And I'm going to put myself in there, because when I started my business, all that money, I'll purchase things. I'll spend it on things that I didn't even have to, and I was like, man, and then I'll regret it later. Winter seasons, you know how many winters it took me to realize that, hey, I need to save money this winter, because if not, I'm going to have a bad Christmas, or I'm going to be struggling, you know how many winters it took me? 3 winters.
You're 2 already.
three winters it took me. And, as a small business owner, you have to share that. And that's one thing, you're probably 10 years down the road, you're going to be in my position. You're going to be sharing that with somebody else and be like, hey, learn how to manage that money. It's going to be, man, I want to spend it. I want to buy this. I want to buy that. Structure yourself, discipline yourself. And you guys are going to be like, whoa, like, he was right. And you'll see.
We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Seriously.
No worries. So you guys are back in business as of May. Everything's flowing pretty well. How now, Brooke, to you, how is it being a mom and being, partnership in a business where you still have to? How do you guys do it, anyways? Where's the baby? Is she in the little back?
So luckily his grandma used to own a daycare, so she absolutely loves watching Zella, which is a huge help. And then I would say the first 6 months, King did everything himself, double the workload while I took care of Zella. And then I don't like to stay home. I like to work.
She won't. Okay, Nando, everybody. Okay, I try to get Brooke to stay home and just be a mom. Just go raise Zella and just don't come to work. She just wants to work.
Partnership, dude. She's loyal to your partnership.
I have a really large vision.
It's good.
And I want to see that vision delivered.
Big dreams, big work.
There you go. You're living the dream team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's hard sometimes, honestly, spending a lot of time away from Zella. But I know right now, with how young we are, building this is going to set us up to put her into an amazing position where we can have free time with her. We want to do independent type of homeschool with her. We want to do things a lot different. And this job and this lifestyle gives us the freedom to do that.
Yeah.
So
if you guys don't mind me asking, how old are you guys?
I'm 23. I'm 24.
Holy smokes, you guys are young. Wow. But you know what? Look, you guys are in a very good direction. I really admire you guys. I can see myself, when I started back in 2008, it's just, I wish back then, I had the knowledge. I had the friends that can tell me, teach me. Now with this group Into the Flow, it's one of the most groups out there that I can honestly say that I respect a lot, because you go in there with a question, you get honest answers. You don't get no negativity based like everywhere else,
I think that's so awesome, because I remember whenever my old boss, I would hear him like talking about the window cleaning groups he was in. And I kind of was only familiar with that in the beginning. I didn't know about Into the Flow. Brooke found Into the Flow and was like, dude, check this group out. These people, like, they're not assholes. And I was like, what? No way. But yeah, no, I remember the like other groups, it would be like, you'd be like, oh, how much for this window? Or like you'd present something to the group and everyone would just like hone you and be like,
throw yourself out the window.
Kill yourself, and like just you're like whatever, and you just like completely rip people apart. And like I feel like that doesn't, for me, it doesn't do anything. Maybe for other people that's like motivation. For me, that doesn't do anything. So like I thought it was really cool that Brooke was able to find this group and actually like it's actually what is it's actually what we're supposed to be doing,
Right.
Like
yeah, it is, and I'm very proud to be part of this group, and
definitely.
visions that the moderators have and what the group has, the direction this group is heading to it, man, this is going to be a piece that you're always going to want to be part of, always, because there's going to be opportunities for us there. Not only that, we have certain connections with the IWCA. IWCA sponsors ITF, and they throw out sponsors. Are you guys members of the IWCA?
I won the membership on Christmas. That's kind of how I found out about you guys and really got driven. You're through me.
So we expect to see you guys in Las Vegas if it doesn't get canceled 2021.
Let's do it. World fastest window cleaner 2026.
Oh, Jeff likes. Be careful. We got another competitor over here. This year's fastest window cleaner.
You know who Jeff is?
That's another organization. If you learn a lot, just from networking here on Facebook, you guys are in for a surprise when you go to the IWCA. That's hands down. My first IWCA convention was back in like 2007 in Mesa, Arizona. And after that, it was like, dude, I've always been so looking forward to go to it. Fortunately now, I was able to travel to the Savannah, Georgia. I was able to go to the Branson, other conventions they have out there, just to see what's going to benefit me in my business. So you're going to learn and you're going to see what's beneficial for you. So as you move on, dude, save your money and attend these conventions and see how much knowledge is going to help you guys out a lot. I guarantee you.
100%. I really, really am looking forward to going to one of these conventions. And
so
I'm already excited. I know it's going to be awesome.
I'm taking, if it doesn't get canceled, I am going to be taking my employees out there. All 4 guys. I'll probably be renting them a vehicle, maybe like a van type thing, for them to be able to come out. I know you guys are local. If you guys need any assistance or anything, I'm going to be most likely probably renting a very big house. What do they call that? Airbnb. So if you guys need a place, you guys want to save yourself that money as a courtesy, you guys will be more than happy to join us if it doesn't get canceled. I really hope it doesn't, because I look forward to that every year. Even though we're probably going to have to
I
be.
want to go so bad.
We would love to go with you, seriously.
Yeah. So we definitely look forward to seeing you. Any other another thing that you know, what I wanted to ask you guys, and I should have brought this up earlier in our conversation where you guys were talking about, you know, your customer relationships and the services that you offer. Or I probably did ask it already. What makes you two guys so unique with your business?
I think what makes us unique is like how opposite we are actually. That's actually what I think makes us so unique, is like we're very opposite people and we work very opposite, and it kind of just whenever we combine together, it's like it's a dream team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It all falls together, and I mean, I'm not saying it's always like that, but when it does fall together, it's just like all the pieces of the puzzle. It's just like amazing customer service, like the job gets done correctly. We do the walkthrough, like just the people are stoked. It seems like everything goes good because we work off of each other's strengths and not weaknesses necessarily, but we know each other's weaknesses. So whenever we see like, okay, she's pissed off right now, then like I can just go to a different room and clean windows or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right. And Brooke, you do ladder work?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do it because ladder work.
Okay. Whoops. Hold on. Let's pause the video for a minute here. We're gonna have a little one.
No, he does all the heavy lifting for the most part, but I like to go up on ladders because I like to face my fears. I'm a total weirdo. I've had some bad anxiety in the past, so anything that makes me scared, I like to go and face it rather than run away from it. So ladders and heights was one of those things for me, and he just kind of supports me whenever I want to go up there. But most of the time, he just does all the crazy climbing.
I try not to I try not to let her get on the ladder just because it's
just what's decided.
It's eventually like, I don't know. You just got to be smart. You got to be safe with ladders. They're dangerous.
I'm more careful than he is.
Right? Hey, Mr. Evil Knievel over here trying to get you off a ladder. So, do you guys ever get it from your customers like, oh my God, what is she doing on the ladder or anything? Like, why aren't you on the ladder?
Some of the time, I would say most of the time, though, we get people who are really just like, I don't know. They just think it's really cool, actually, when they see me up on a ladder. I've only had one customer that
Trust
really
me, dude. When I'm on the floor and she's on the ladder, and it's like I'm looking at her on the ladder, or
they're
like
probably looking at you like
looking at me like, "What are you doing, bro? You're not on the ladder." And it's like, I don't know. It's not that bad, honestly. It helps keep me humble, you know, because like she's a really good window cleaner. I would say maybe even better than I think she's even a better window cleaner than I am, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think that like, yeah, I think that everyone is good at different things, man. She's a window cleaner though. She kills it.
Yeah, in this industry, until recently, I started learning about more female window cleaners, and now with the conventions and all that, I start seeing a lot more females involved. But to be honest, out here in California, I don't think I've ever seen a female window cleaner, not that I know of. But I know there's one in Lake Tahoe. What's these?
Oh yeah, we know of one couple. They're called Clear Intentions. Shout out to Clear Intentions in Bonsall. Bonsall, yeah. But they're like a couple. They're like a small couple.
We like other couples.
Yeah. In the beginning of our business, we did a lot of like researching, like just companies that we looked up to. So like, I got on Instagram, and I think Clean Habits, and there was one other one, Clean Habits LLC, and then I don't remember the other one, but there was like a few window cleaners that not only on Instagram, also just like looking on Google or whatever, that we would just kind of like study and see like, okay, they're doing this that way, or their website is like this. And that really helped whenever we started like producing our own content or our own website to have like a idea of what that professionalism looks like.
Right. Wow. Very interesting. Well, as far as our conversation, it looks like we covered a lot. Is there anything you guys think we probably left out, or anything that you guys, I don't want to hold up much of your time. I know you got a baby that's running around, and maybe we can ask a little couple questions.
Not really, honestly. Other than just I tell my family about Into the Flow because you guys are so awesome, and thank you for being so awesome. Like I brag about you guys to my family.
That is what we are here for. And I want to thank you guys for taking the time of your day. I know it's hard juggling with the baby, and hopefully.
I wanted to say thank you. Sorry for interrupting, but real quick, I just wanted to say thank you. I know you probably get this a lot, Nando, but like, without people like you and without people like Kevin, I wouldn't have even really thought to do this. I wouldn't have even really had the balls to like actually start a company and start doing our own thing. So I just want to say thank you. You were like a person that I really looked up to, like in the beginning. I still do. Saying though, like
not anymore.
So
hey,
you're like a hero, window cleaning god to me.
Hey, thanks, man. I'm just another small business owner up here. I've been in your shoes, and you know what? I try to help business owners that I know that are dedicated and they're going to push through their business to make them stronger, a lot stronger sooner than what they think. That's the way I like to drive myself. I've always considered myself, like a leadership type guy, and when it comes to training, that's what I'm there for. I don't consider no one competitors. We're all in the industry. We all need to make some money. We all need to show the professionalism. And what better way to train somebody and be like, hey, look, I trained that guy years ago, and look at them now. They're being successful. So that's what the group is about, and that's what we're here for. Don't hesitate to call, or if you ever want to shadow on a certain job. I think, now that I recall, you had requested one time to do some commercial work. You wanted to be hanging off the side of a building, right?
I'll do it. Yeah.
No, it was you. I remember. I have to dig up the story. I think I had put, if anybody's up to the challenge on Instagram, to come out and hang out with us. It was you. Was it? I'll look it up. But like I said, I know we've been in this conversation, I think a little bit over an hour, but very good, helpful information. And I hope all the viewers that see this, if you guys have any questions, are you guys on social media, Facebook? Feel free to shout out your names now. So
Dream Clean Windows.
@ Dream Clean Windows on Instagram, on Facebook, Dream Clean Windows. And yeah.
Go to our website too. We need more
Facebook.
So,
so you're the one that got the request from to submit a friend, and then they send me that quick like, right? No, I think I like your page, and if I don't, I'll go and like it right now. But hey, I want to Zella. Well, hello, Zella. Hi,
she's
Zella.
waiting. Oh, you're hiding.
Welcome to the podcast Into the Flow. You are our next interview. What does it feel? Look at
she's covered in paint.
Hey, well, we're going to go ahead and end this conversation now. I thank you guys, and Flomies, for any of you guys have any questions, you guys know that they have their social media pages there at the end of the video. Please go support this small business and give them a like on their social media pages. Brooke, William, it was a pleasure having you guys.
Thank you, Fernando.
You're
we'll
welcome.
Talk soon.
Thank you guys, and we'll go from there.